Hello. Before beginning today's topic, I'd like to share with you that you are a genius, you are special, you mean the world, and you are loved. Geniuses, we got a big topic today. Today we're talking about family. Family is nothing more than a societal construct. Many ages, not even that long. People weren't raised under this confined, this is my family, this is us, this is them. Again, family is a societal construct. People were born in abundance. The best caretaker would take care of the kids. The best at sewing would sew. Am I saying that we should turn back the clock and pick up our pitchforks? No. What I'm saying is we're not all here to have a family. But let's understand first what a family is. It is a relationship. A family is like it is a relationship. We have friends. This is a type of relationship. We have boyfriend, girlfriend, we have brother, sister, we have, did I say coworkers? There's so many different types of relationships. But we like to think of relationships as a one-to-one. Like this is me and this is another person. We combine them and we can wrap a bow of boyfriend, girlfriend, co-workers, best friends, etc., etc. A family is multiple units. Now, this is a great topic to talk about, and I'd like to break it down to you, give you what I've realized along my journey, and also touch on the main things we need to know. The fundamental things. And this goes to any type of relationship. If it's used in your family environment, then all kudos to you. So the important things in any relationship that you want to invest in are two things, and these are communication and love. So let me break it down to you. Communication. This is what I'm about to share with you does not come from me. It comes from someone that I've shared a video about, Teal Swan. She talked about and she shared this gold nugget. This is the holy grail to communication. What is communication? It's a two-way street. One person receives, the other one is giving. The problem is, at the point of receiving, we end the communication there, and then I react, right? I receive, and then I react. But we never stop to analyze. We never stop to ask the other person. So let me give you now the gold nugget to communication and what you should use in your family, whether it be with your spouse, whether it be with your kids or your siblings. This is going to change your life. It's changed my life, and I use it on a daily basis. I use it with my boss. I use it with my partner. I use it anytime I can. I like to overuse it just so I'm overconfident that I'm understanding reality. Cause I'll tell you what, reality isn't that thought stream that goes through your mind. Because the other person also has a thought stream. So, what is the gold nugget? Let me lay it out for you. This is how I perceived your actions, or this is how I perceived your words. Is this how you meant them? Again, this is how I received it. This is how I took it in. Is this what you meant? This is how I see your words. Is this what you meant? Now, I ask that you write this down and you start using this today. You find a reason why to use this. Someone tells you, hey, do you want to go play basketball? You got to tell them, so what I got from you is you want to go play basketball. I understood that is as you want to hang out with me and spend time playing basketball. Is this how you meant it? This is so powerful because you're never going to have a misunderstanding if you share how you received the information and make open for the other person to come in and fill in the holes, to come in and correct or confirm, then there will never be a misunderstanding. It's impossible. It is not possible. So again, the gold nugget about communication is, this is how I took it. This is how I perceived it. Is this what you meant? Why? Because now we're going to have a conversation about the words or the actions, not just receive and react. Receive, react, receive, react, receive, react. That's how most of us live. Now we're going to receive and we're going to discuss what I'm receiving. This is how I received it. Is this what you meant? Your partner is never going to get mad. I promise you. And there's no room for misunderstanding. So in your family, if you come from a family of like mine, it's, I believe, psychology would call it a complex family, or no, either complex or blended. But that's where it's, I think it's a blended family where there's some adopted kids, and there's also some, my parents each had their own kid whenever they got together, and then I was adopted, they had their own. So let's just call it a complex family. All the psychologists out there can actually quote me the correct, can put it in the comments. So imagine these different worlds coming together under one roof. Well, you got to communicate. We understand communication as, well, you got to match their tone or you got to be kind. Well, really, what you're saying is that you're just lying to yourself and you're trying to use little escape mechanisms, but you're never going to the root. Going to the root is asking and telling them, hey, so this is how I understood what you said. Let me make sure I understood it clearly. The next thing is love. Again, the two things that are important in any relationship style, any relationship, is communication and love. These two are a lot more important when discussing family. So we talked about communication, now love. To love someone is to see them as an extension of yourself. If you wouldn't do something to yourself, aka, do you teach yourself lessons? Because let me tell you a story, and these are two people that are brothers, literally, like, they're brothers. And the story goes that one person was supposed to go to the theater, buy these movie tickets, and the brother didn't show up. So what the person that went to the movie theater, what he did is he returned the movie tickets because he was in time, and he told his brother, hey, listen, they didn't accept the ticket. I witnessed this whole thing. I was actually at the theater, and I asked him, I was like, hey, so, like, what's up? He was like, I'm teaching him a lesson. Love does not teach lessons, not consciously. I mean, we're not the creator. Let the creator teach lessons. So love isn't this tough love idea that this like that comes from the baby boomers. Like this whole thing about tough love, it doesn't exist. To love someone is to love them by their needs. Again, to love is to love the person based on their needs. To love someone is not to say, well, look, I was raised this way, I don't know any other way, and I'm going to treat you the same way that I was treated. If you're a person listening to this saying who falls under that, then what you're accepting, what you're telling the world, what you're telling your kids, your family is, I'm weak, I'm a victim, I'm powerless. Why? Well, let's retreat. And I'm not the only person that has heard these words. I've had many conversations. Well, my father did this. Well, my father did this. And the saddest thing is our kids nowadays validate their parents treating them in any way that does not serve them. Well, it's because that's how their dad was. So what? Like, we're just supposed to keep picking up the old sandwich and like keep feeding the same old sandwich? Again, If you're telling yourself, I am this way because this is how I was raised, because this is how I was treated, then you're a victim, you're weak, and you're powerless. And how about you wake up, become the adult that you need to be for this person? Again, the two main things in any type of relationship, especially in the family dynamic: communication, that is, this is how I received it. Is this how you want it to be received? And the second is love. And to love someone is to love them based on their needs. So, moving forward, the it's not about, family. I can pick up family and put finance. I can pick up family and put career. It's not about that. It's about you. If your internal state, now there's four dimensions to the human body. We have a mental, emotional, physical, and energetic. These are our four dimensions. The human being that is controlled consciously of his four dimensions will not create a negative reality. When your internal reality is uplifting, your external world starts receiving the same results. When every cell in your body is receiving a signal, an emotional signal that you want to feel, it has no other option but to reverberate that same feeling over and over. It's going to create a resonance inside your body that you consciously feel, and your external world is going to start feeling it. Why do I share this? Because it's not about the family or the problems, the stress, the work that you bring to your house. It's about you. It's not about, do I need a psychologist? Do I need to take psychiatric medicine? Well, maybe I should just give up on my marriage. You got to look at yourself and say, am I in control of my emotions? Am I in control of my thoughts? Am I in control of my physical actions? And am I in control of my energy? Because these are all things that we can control. I'm a living example, and I have a big family behind me that are a living example, and there are many other people that have a much greater family base than I that are in control of these four dimensions. So the question is, the person that is controlling their four dimensions, are they going to create a negative reality for themselves? You knowing that you can control these four dimensions of yourself, are you going to now create a negative reality? The reason this is important is because you make up the family. You're under that roof. If you walk in there and you're a mess of a control like I was, then you're gonna get kicked to the curb. And let me tell you what, this happened to me. My very own mother, well, we'll get into this in a little bit. What is a mother? What's a parent? But my mother taught me a very great lesson. And she very much could be the catalyst to this video. She shunned me for a great amount of time. And it wasn't till I was doing the same to a family member of mine that is very dear to myself. And I was speaking with my mother years later after the incident. And I shared with her, yeah, you know what? I'm not talking to this person because I need my space. I'm trying to develop myself. I'm growing. I need to become a better person. I don't need toxic people in my life. And my mother said, that's exactly what I did with you. You were not at the right place. You needed to grow up and you needed to find yourself. So that's why I did what I did. That leads to the next point. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no right or wrong answer. There is no right or wrong answer as to what a family is. There's two definitions to what a parent is that I know of in modern day. There is the parent, your parent is the person, your father is the sperm donor, and the mother is the egg. We believe, society believes we have matured. We think we're now more evolved. So we change that and we say, no, a parent is the person that raises you, that teaches you, that mentors you, that teaches you responsibility, authenticity, honesty, integrity. That's what the enlightened being is going to think a family is. Well, let me break it down to you. I can't accept that either. The schools that I went to, every teacher speaks about integrity, speaks about honor, honesty, responsibility. So, what definition is correct? Is the parent literally the person that carried you for 9 months and the sperm donor? Or is the parent the person that molded your character? Well, the truth of the matter is that I have so many mentors that have molded my character. I mean, are they my parents now? What about my teachers that molded my character? I spent more time with my teachers while in school than at home. So the question then stands, who is our parent? What is a parent? I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm going to tell you that you're a human being. The only difference between you and the next animal and the evolution cycle is 1.23% difference in DNA. The only thing that separates us from the next intelligent animal is 1.23% of a DNA change. Literally 1.23%. One penny. One penny of a difference between us and the next intelligent animal. But this is enough for us to have the greatest gift of self-realization. What is self-realization? Self-realization is realizing what you are. Many of us, I realized one day that I was the most funny person. I honestly thought about becoming the next Kevin Hart. Why? Because I thought the most conscious version of myself, the best version of myself is to not take hold of my power. I thought the best version of myself was to not use my brain, to not consciously think. I thought the best version of myself was to let my brain, my mind run rampant and feed me thoughts. I realized self-realization is the greatest gift to the human being. Self-realization, excuse me, let me digress. 1.23% of a difference in your DNA results in self-realization. So again, it's not about what society tells us is a family. You have to realize who you are. You're a multi-dimensional being. Does this sound esoteric? Does this scare you? Is this nonsense? Okay, well, like, what are your thoughts? Are they physical? Like, is there like a Lego piece that like you can literally, no, like you can't touch a thought. It's not physical. I mean, I have so much that I can tell you as to why you're a multidimensional being. But that's for another topic. The simple fact is, you need to realize what you are. Your emotions, thoughts, physical, and energy. 4 dimensions. Take charge of these. Start building your belief system. Many grow up and they think, I'm going to be a Republican. That is either A, because that's what their parents were, or B, because they don't want to be what their parents were. If you chose either or, you're still listening. You're making this belief system based on your parents. Ralph Smart, a great YouTuber. I have made a video about him. BS. Bullshit. Belief system. BS. BS. Beliefs system. BS. Bull. SHIT. My belief system can be your BS, and it should, until you start realizing what you are. You got to think for yourself. Why do I want to be a Democrat? Is it because I was pushed to be a Republican? Or are you making your decisions consciously? Are you looking at the full picture? Are you asking yourself, what are my values? What do I stand for? And what party best fits this? If it so happens that you end up following the same path as your parents, well, go give them a hug and just accept it. But at least you did your part. You asked the critical questions. You went inside yourself and you found what you are. So, this is a long video, but I mean, what family hasn't been complicated for a brief time, right? Lastly, I'd like to share that, well, not lastly, there's two more topics. The first is there is no child that owes their parent anything. Again, and I'm saying this directly to you parents, all the parents in the world. There is not a child that owes you anything. The child did not ask you to bring them to life. A lot of people grow up and they must do what their parents say. If they don't receive help. The child does not owe us anything. And on the flip side, the argument can be, are you saying that as a parent, I owe everything to my kid? Well, if you want to balance these, put these on a scale, the parent owes a lot more to the kid. Because either consciously or unconsciously, that is to say, responsibly or not responsibly, you and another person brought a human being. Again, this is someone that's going to self-realize themselves, that has 1.23% difference in DNA structure than a chimpanzee. So, responsibly or not, you brought life. You're responsible for it. If you decide to take in life, that means that you have to love this life by their needs. So this means it's time to wake up, stop being a victim, and say, this is how I was raised, this is how I'm going to raise you. Secondly, with communication, if you brought in a human being responsibly or not responsibly, you gave a human being life, and also you have to communicate. This is how I'm receiving your words. Is this what you are telling me? There is no kid, there's no child that owes their parent anything. And now to all those parents who don't like these words, hey, my only message is for everybody to self-realize. A person that self-realizes, as I have, doesn't depend on external situations. What does this mean? I'm not saying that as a parent you owe everything to your kid. That's not my message. My message is you need to self-realize. The child, as much as the parent, needs to self-realize. Again, these are 4 dimensions: emotions, mental, physical, energy. And something that disgusts me about the world is we look at our kids as a means to an end. Not even our kids. Let me step back. We go into relationships. I'm depressed. I'm sad. I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. Let me go find a girlfriend. Let's fast forward. Now there's a couple. This couple, and we hear it so often, so often. I mean, literally half the people, I mean, maybe I'm very well maybe should not have been born based on my current belief system. I probably wouldn't be here. And that is, there are couples that say, okay, we've been arguing a lot. How about we try to have a kid? What? You're not happy. You're unstable in your relationship. And you want to bring a life into existence? Where's the logic in that? Like, let's just go back to school. You know, like let's start over life. Let's break up for a minute. You're bringing a life into existence, something that is conscious. Whether they're going to decide to be conscious or they're just simply going to accept that they can be conscious. That is to say, to not think is to best think. Because many of us, I realized I needed to get out of that paradigm. And the end of the day is you're bringing a life to existence. This life might sell you out. This life might not feel your same way. It doesn't matter what this life wants because life is life. Like you can't tell a flower the way it's going to grow. Like it's going to grow what it's going to do what it's going to do regardless of you. So let's stop trying to control our kids. I'm not bashing the parents. I promise you I'm not bashing the parents. This is just one video. Wait for the videos that are to come. My whole thing is about self-realization. There's a lot of millennials that are don't understand what self-realization is. But today we're talking about the family, and we're talking about something that disgusts society. You're a couple, you're going through it, and you sit down one night and say, let's have a kid. Maybe this is going to better our relationships. If you're hearing this and it sounds stupid, that you're 100% correct. It is stupid. Some people, it's not even talking about kids. You're going through it, right? You're having issues, stress from work, and you're bringing it home. You know what? We're having so much. How about we get married? Let me tell you something. Things have to work at one level. The lower level, the last level, has to be 100% before you go to the next level. So it doesn't matter if you're wanting a dog, if you're wanting to get married, if you're wanting kids, if you're wanting a relationship, if you're wanting a job. So we've gone full circle now. It is about you. The topic isn't so much about family as much as it's about you. Hope, fear, gratitude, anger, joy, sadness, pride, shame, love, and hate. All these we experience inside of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. No one, I say no one, should dictate your emotions. Now, this sounds stupid to you because you don't know how to control this dimension. Well, become part of our family and you'll become an expert. But again, it's not about the family. It's about you. The human being that controls his internal being, his emotions, thoughts, energy, physical aspect. These four things, they're going to create a loving environment. And the rest is history. It's been a long video, so I'm going to end it here. I ask that you share this video with your loved ones, with your mastermind group, with your family members, with your kids, with your spouse. And also comment, where do you stand in the family topic? What is your definition to what a parent is? I'd love to hear it because my eyes only really know about two major: the person, the sperm donor in the egg, and the person that raises you, that has mentors you. This is what we believe, either A or B. So I'd love to have my brain, my mind broadened and see what you believe a family is, what you believe a parent is, what you believe a child should be. And also comment topics that you'd like for me to cover in the future. And lastly, I invite you to become a member of my family. We are individuals that live through the heart, aka are consciously controlling our emotions, thoughts, physical, and energetic dimensions, to live through the heart, to live through an instrument of oneness, leave the brain, an instrument of duality, and step into the heart to create a holistic life, full of abundance, joy, magic, serendipities, miracles. And this membership also comes with 2 meditations daily, a weekly meditation, and a monthly meditation. I hope to see you on the side of light. Goodbye.